Good morning, world. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. You guys are just started watching my recent video that I made a couple hours ago. I made my video around 5-6 hours ago. I made that video. I already watched the video. You're looking at a very interesting video for that. I talked about the CEOs I'm thinking of. Ramin VJ's big Sky Max Theater chain. Obviously, I'm also going to talk about the numbers for the amount of people who are going to watch the movie. I made a big typo error with my math. Obviously, I told you guys I'm not that great at math. As even when I was in high school and all that stuff, I wasn't great at math. I was never really good. As all throughout my whole life, I did bad at school. The only years I did good at school was like grade five in adult ed and heritage. I did pretty good at school because I didn't study. I didn't work hard. In heritage, I actually got pretty good marks. I got like my nice like 70 average, about 70 average for my. I would have gotten my 70 average for heritage, but the teacher stopped us my marks. I had a 70 average at heritage, so I did pretty good at school. Actually. I'm decently intelligent, but I'm not that. Compared to a lot of people, I'm pretty dumb. You know what I'm saying? But I'm very, very creative. Hence why the art business. Ivan, what's your talent? My talent is art. I now discovered what my talent is. My talent is art. God gave me a gift, man. I'm fucking gifted and I'm fucking talented. God gave me a fucking gift, man. Hence why the film business is perfect. Is a perfect business. I don't want to do anything. Ever since I was young, Ivan, did you always want to be an actor? No. When I was young, I didn't really know what I wanted to be. It wasn't until I did a clean slate. I'm like, I want to be an actor. When I fell in love with film when I was 22 years old. But even when I was younger, whenever I saw like guys like Will Smith and all that stuff, oh man, wouldn't it be cool to be a fucking famous actor when old? And the whole time, the son of God, I'm bigger than Will Smith. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. I'm bigger than all these Hollywood stars by a milestone. Yeah. And all my so-called friends knew that. They all knew, yeah, we know in the future Ivan's going to be a fucking famous movie star, bigger than all these guys. He's going to pay these guys all their salaries. Yeah, that's why they all treat me like shit, obviously, because of their envy. I told you my story in my what? In my file announcement of my past listeners, yeah, my so-called friends were not my real friends, they're my fake friends. Hence why they're going to get what they deserve. They're not going to be saved. As I'm not hiring you C-list people, man. If you think I'm going to hire like these C-list people, hence why some of the people who I met, they asked me for my number and all that stuff. Yeah, hopefully I can get Ivan's number when he's king. He can hook me up and he can pay me my nice $1 million salary. I'm like, oh, you guys are not worth $1 million. You're fucking average people, man. Average people are not worth $1 million, man. If you think I'm going to hire some random person as my CEO of my 7th team and pay them like $1 million, you're crazy. I'm not going to hire. You're not worth that money. You know what I'm saying? I'm only hiring the Hollywood people who are worth it. You guys are not worth it. The average people around the world are not worth their millions. You pay an average person $1 million, he's ripping you off. He's not worth it. As you're not God. You know what I'm saying? As I told you, I wasn't supposed to be hanging out with these average people in Elmer. I was supposed to be hanging out with guys like Biebs, man. Biebs, Haley Baldwin, Ariana Grande, you know what I'm saying? Dylan O'Brien. I love doing that, you know what I'm saying? Dylan O'Brien, you know what I'm saying? KJ Apple. I was supposed to be hanging out with those guys. I wasn't supposed to be hanging out with these fucking guys in Albert. It was everyone knew, yeah, Ivan's living the ghetto life. The only reason why he's hanging out is because the gatekeepers locked all doors of him and they hid their wealth. Yes, I wasn't supposed to be hanging out with these people, man. I was supposed to be living this by now. I should be living the celeb life with Biebs, man, with Biebs and all those guys. I would have been hanging out with all those guys, man. Going to bars with them, clubbing with them, you know what I'm saying, with my wife, you know what I'm saying. I would have been hanging out with all those guys. But the gatekeepers locked the doors of me and they hid the world. Hence why I'm hanging out with average people. I wasn't supposed to be going to Darcy. I was supposed to be going to a private rich school with VJ. Yeah, but the gatekeepers locked the doors on me. Hence why I'm living the ghetto life. Yeah, man. I know you guys are. I know all you see as people are angry. What the fuck? Look, man. I'm not gonna look at 100,000 resumes for my fucking Scotch's company. I don't have time for that. If I allow these people to work for my company, I'm not going to get as good movie. These guys, why would I hire someone who doesn't have experience working in a movie? No, man, you hire people who have experience working in a movie. When you hire Lord of the Rings, you hire Hollywood crewmen who know what they're doing. You don't just hire some random construction crewman who builds houses who doesn't know anything about the movie business. No, man. You want to get the best quality from a movie, you hire the best of the best. You don't hire these people. Sorry, guys. I know you guys want to make that nice $150,000 salary, $150,000. A lot of money, obviously. It's like 100 grand in your bank. It's a nice paycheck. You can buy a nice house that money, but you're not worth it. As those, you know what I'm saying? The Lord of the Rings crewmen are worth 150K, but the average crewman is not worth 150K. They're worth their $40,000, $50,000. Don't hate me, guys. I'm saying they're worth their $40,000, $50,000. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Anyways, yeah. So I'm gonna keep saying this. I know you guys are excited, Ivan. Really? Yeah. You're really gonna build out theory chain? Yes. If I make enough money, I will build 100%. I will build that theory chain. I'm gonna build a good 2,000 years. 2,000 years is more. Before I said 4 or 5, so that's a waste of money. No, 2,000 years is more than enough for the world to watch. The main areas. As I'm not building. Okay, I don't want to touch South America. I don't want to touch the Middle East, and I don't want to touch Africa. Leave those places be, and the Caribbean islands, the islands, leave those places be. The places I want to touch are America, Canada, small parts of Mexico. I'm not going to build a bunch of theaters in Mexico. I'll only build maybe like 60 theaters in Mexico, because Mexico isn't that big of a market. It's kind of like a second world country. I'll build maybe 60 theaters in Mexico. And then like 50 theaters in New Zealand, 50 theaters in no, New Zealand I don't need to build 50 theaters. New Zealand only has 3 million people, so I don't need to build like maybe 12 theaters in 12 theaters in New Zealand. If you have a theater that fits 30,000 people in 10 days, 3 million people can go. Yeah, in New Zealand I only need to build, like I bought like 8 theaters, and build another maybe 10 in Australia. And then Japan has, I think, 30 million people living there. So I need to build about a good like maybe 50, 60, 80 theaters. In Canada, I only need to build, Canada only has 40 million people. So I only need to build a good like 100 theaters in Canada. That's enough. And I'll build like 400 in America. 400 in America, 100 in Canada, that's 500. 800 in Europe, maybe 700 in Europe. 1,000's too much. 700 in Europe, it's enough. Obviously, and you build like 300 in China. The foreign countries, I'm not going to build as much theaters there. The main area I'm going to focus on is what? Is Europe and North America, Canada and America. Those are the main places. And the other places are all side projects, obviously. But China's a big market. Build a lot of theaters in China. Build a good like 300 theaters in China. It's enough for 1 billion people, you know what I'm saying? It's enough, obviously. Ivan, you're really concerned about that theory chain? Yes, only if I make enough money, guys. If I don't make enough money, I'm not going to build that theory chain. I'm just releasing on 4K on Amazon. Now, me and Vijay will still make our billions. As the Amazon deal is the bigger deal anyways. So me and Vijay are going to make our billions off the movie. We're only going to make maybe $30 billion. $25, $30 million off the 3 movies of Xanus. You see what I'm saying? And I did the math. I only need to release the 3 volumes for a good 6 months for the entire 3 volumes. As in a good 1 month, 1 billion plus people would have watched my movie. I did the math. My math was off, way off. So I don't need to release Xanus for 18 months. No, I'll release Xanus to the theaters for. I'll release each volume at the theaters for 2 months, 2 months at a time. In 2 months, you guys will be able to watch it twice. I did the math. In 2 months, you guys will be able to watch my movie twice. So I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to watch my movie 2 times. That is it. You guys are going to want to watch more times. Look, man, I'm not going to release volume 1 for like 8 months. No. It's going to keep you guys waiting. No. I'll release it for theater, volume 1 for 2 months on theaters. That's more than enough time for everyone around the world to see it at least once or twice. I did the math. And after the 2 months are over, I released volume 2 at my theaters for 2 months. And after that, I ended up with volume 3. And I'm going to close the theaters. And I won't open the theaters until The Great Escape is going on. I won't open the theaters until The Great Escape is going on. You see what I'm saying, huh? I won't open the theaters until The Great Escape is going on. Obviously. I won't open. So you not only have the documentary that I'm going to release. The documentary I'm going to release, which is good because I'll what? Yeah. So before you guys see my amazing movie on theaters in IMAX, my 3 volumes, and you buy the 4K Blu-ray movie, obviously you're gonna get your posters. You know what I'm saying? After filming is complete, I'm gonna release the posters for purchase on Amazon. I'm gonna release the posters for purchase on Amazon, the mugs, a good like 2 months after filming is complete, obviously, and guaranteed me, Vijay and Peter Jackson, the actors are gonna go on that world tour for volume 1. We're gonna go on that world tour for volume 1, and while what? Yeah, we're gonna go on the world tour for Volume One, Volume Two, and Volume Three. I don't know how it's gonna work. My guess is I might go on a world tour for Volume One, Volume Two. I might go on the world tour and they might talk about the three movies at the same time, or they might split it up. They might do Volume One before the Volume One gets released, and then while Volume One's on theaters, VJ Peter Jackson, and all of them are going on the world tour for Volume Two. And we go on the world tour for Volume 3. Yeah, if I build that theory chain, the actors are going to make their nice, like, 300, 400K in speaking fees, man. A nice paycheck, yeah, man. They're going to make a lot of money. In a couple minutes, guys, I'm going to go upstairs and get my coffee because I made some coffee for myself. You see what I'm saying, huh? Yeah. But I'm going to have this big talk with my wife, VJ, my sweetie, you know what I'm saying? We go in the hotel room, you know what I'm saying? He's like, Ivan, we're in the room now. How much money did you get paid? Okay, VJ, yeah, VJ, I got paid $31 million. VJ's like, what? You got paid how much? I got paid $31 million. Like, holy shit, Ivan, that's a lot of money. Yeah. Yeah, Ivan, I saw your videos. Yeah, you want to start your Sky Source film studio. You know what I'm saying? You want to build your big theater chain. I'm like, yeah, VJ, about that. Do you want to build that theater chain? Yes or no? Oh, Ivan, how much will it cost you? I don't know, VJ. It'll cost me a good 10, 11 million bucks to build. Okay, Ivan, how much theaters you want to build? I want to build 2,000 theaters, VJ. That's a lot of theaters, Ivan. You don't need to build 2,000. No, VJ. If you want to have a billion people fit, I can build 1,000 theaters if I want to. But if I do that, I'm gonna have to extend the date to like 3-4 months for each volume. You need to build more theaters that way you can fit more people. You have a higher capacity rate for you. That way you can fit. 2,000 theaters is more than enough to fit a billion people. It's more than enough. I did the math. It's more than enough. Double enough. Before I said 5, 6, 4,000. That's crazy. No, that's going to cost my $20 million. No. I'll build 2,000 theaters is enough. Obviously, I did the math. I'll talk about the math later on. How all you guys will be happy. You'll be able to see my movie twice. As you guys will guaranteed watch my movie twice. Because an Ivan movie is a what? Is a fucking what? It's a cinematic fucking experience, man. You're gonna want to watch the movie again. Yeah, I'm fucking watching Zayn's again. Yeah, I watched Black Panther like 5, 6 times. The experience was so amazing. I watched Solo like 5, 6 times. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I watched Tomb Raider like 4 times on theaters. I watched Avengers Infinity War like 5 times on theaters. Imagine a movie like Ivan, the Devil Himself. You guys are definitely going to repay. You're going to watch the movies again. Some people will just watch it one time because they don't want to pay more money. But for my movie, guaranteed a good chunk of the world will watch it twice. And so I'll release Volume 1 for 2 months on theaters. That's good enough. And then Volume 2 for another 2 months and Volume 3 for 2 months. So 6 months. And what I'll do for the CEOs, I'll talk about CEOs. So my top 3 candidates for the CEOs. My top 3 candidates for the CEOs of the divisions, obviously. So for the Canadian division, I want Ellis Jacob on board to work for my company. Pay him a nice $2 million salary for the contract of all. Just pay him $2 million for the contract of all your movies, of all the releases. That way you give them a good salary because they're contractors and I'm gonna close down the theater. You gotta pay them a good salary. That way they have enough money to last for at least a couple years for my next movie. You see what I'm saying? As long as you pay them a nice $2 million, they'll be fine. Obviously, right? So what else, right? And then for the European division, Mark Zarati, he's a CEO of Cinemark. Grab him from Cinemark, have him run the European division. Okay, you're in charge of the European division. The European division, obviously. So I'll have Mark Zarati be in charge of the European division, the whole division. Not like a country, no. You're going to be in charge of the whole European division, obviously. And you know what I'm saying? And he'll hire managers to run all those theaters in Europe. All those 700 theaters in Europe. Built all around Europe, obviously. And then Adam Aaron, he's the AMC CEO. He will be in charge of the entire American division. Pay all those guys a nice $2 million salary. $2 million salary for the contract of the term, obviously. And you give them all a nice you give them bonuses. Give them a nice $300,000 bonuses, and you give them perks. You can give them perks. You can give them perks for the theaters, right? Is $2 million enough, guys? Y'all, Ivan, $2 million is more than enough for us to last for like a year and a half. Yeah, year and a half, 2 years to your next one. Yeah, it's more than enough. And I'm gonna give them a $300,000 bonus that way they have enough money to last. Because those guys probably make 500, 600, 700K in Hollywood for a year. If you want to grab them in Hollywood, pay them a good salary. Pay them a nice $2 million. to run all your divisions. If they want like 10, I'm like, guys, I'm not going to pay you more than my 17. My other five. My other five are bigger than you. I'm not going to pay you more than them. $2 million is good enough for the contract of your of the what? Of the what? It's more than enough for the contract of the what? For the contract of the term. So what I'll do is for Zanus, I'll pay those CEOs what? I'll have you guys start working. The moment the theaters are built, I'll have those guys start working. And you pay them the 1 million, whatever it is. I'll have them start working the third year. The fourth year when filming begins. Yeah, the fourth year when filming begins, that's when the CEOs will begin work. They're gonna you guys are gonna have to make the calls to all the food, and I'll have the managers. I'll have assistants help the CEOs. Obviously, you hire a couple of assistants to help the CEOs. Pay those assistants a nice $100,000. Hire assistants who worked in the movie theater business, who know what to do. Don't just hire some random guy. No, hire a couple assistants. Pay those assistants a nice like $200K to help out the CEOs make those calls. Hey, you guys gonna be hard at work for 1 year, making all the calls for the food. Yeah, I need you guys ordering enough food. I don't want food running out for the fans. They're gonna be pissed off, man. You're gonna have to order a boatload of food. I don't know how much pounds of food, man. Millions of pounds of food you have to order. Really, Ivan? Yes, millions of pounds, man. You're looking at something crazier than even my buffet for my movie, for my crewmen. You're looking at guys. You're looking at 1 billion people buying my movie, guys. You have to order millions of pounds of food, man. Like I don't want the food running out. The last thing you want to do is have guys come in at nighttime. Most people are gonna want to get that night ticket because seeing a movie at night is much better than seeing it during the morning. In the morning, during the day, obviously. Everyone's gonna try and get the nighttime slot. Obviously, the last thing you want to do is have guys come in and there's a lot of foods run out. You see what I'm saying? It looks very bad on you. Customers can get very angry about that. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong about running out of a few things. If we ran out of maybe the Coke machine and the Orange Crush machine. Orange Crush drink, but you still have a couple options left. We ran out of the slices, but we still have enough for boxes. We ran out of the strawberry milkshake, but we still have chocolate vanilla. That's as long as you have some stuff for the fans, it's all good. Just make sure that you don't run out of food. Hey guys, you need to order what? Order food from the farms. Call it Best Farms and the farms. Order the food from the top farms around the world, and you're gonna have to what? Make the calls, and then the people are gonna have to what? You got to hire all the truck drivers, and the company gonna have to hire the truck drivers, and have to what? Drive all the food, ship all the food to all the theaters, man. It's a lot of work, and the CEOs are gonna be doing that work. Pay them a nice woman, nice salary, where they work hard for you, and you hire assistants to help them, and you have the managers help them too. Have the hired managers make those calls too. Yeah, the hired managers are the ones who have to make the calls, obviously, but the CEO is overseeing that. And you pay Ellis Jacob, Mark Zarate, and Adam Aaron a nice million salary for the fourth year. That's when they start work. And then you pay them another $1 million for the following year when the movie gets released on theaters for 6 months. Obviously. But the movie won't get released. Zane's won't get released until the fall. Around there. So the moment post-production starts, the fifth year, obviously, the three CEOs will get their $1 million salary again for that 1 year. For that, I don't know, for those 9 months, whatever it is. For that 9-10 months. Because I'm only going to release Zane's for 6 months. For the 3 volumes. There's more than enough time for you guys to see it twice. I'll talk about the numbers when I come back. I'm going to get my coffee. Give me a second. Don't hate me, guys. Sorry guys for the long wait. I went to get some coffee and there was no sweetener, so sorry you had to wait that long, man. You can just skip the video. I recommend you guys skip the video if you don't want to wait. I skip it a good like 5 minutes in. So I left around 18 minutes. Skip it around a good like 5 minutes. Obviously, Ivan, 2 months is enough. Yes, guys, I did the math. 2 months is more than enough time for everyone to see the movie twice. I calculated on my phone. I did the math. 2 months. I'll release each volume for 2 months on theaters. And The Gray Escape I'll release for a good 2 months on theaters. That's enough. You guys can see it. Or I can release it for 3 months if you want. You guys can see it 3 times if you want on theaters. But I think 3 times is... Chances are, once everyone's seen my movie twice, they're probably not going to see it a third time. But for my movie, you're going to want to watch it over and over and over again, man. And for The Gray Escape, I might release it on theaters for 3 months. And after 3 months, it goes direct to 4K Blu-ray on Amazon. This is if I build this theory chain, guys. I might just stick to 4K Blu-ray on Amazon. Let's talk about the numbers. Right? So my theater will fit 4,800 people. If you have 16 rooms and there's 300 people, that's 4,800 people. So I'm estimating, I'm rounding it off. That's about 5,000 people a day. 5,000 people per one sitting. If I have six time slots, about 6 time slots, that's 30,000 people in one day. So and I'm gonna build 2,000 theaters. So every day, 60 million people will be watching my movie. Really, Ivan? Yes, I'm not kidding around. That's why 2,000 theaters is holy shit. 2,000 theaters is more than enough. Yeah, 2,000 theaters is more than enough for the entire English speaking world. Right? So 60 million people a day will be watching my movie. 60 million times 7 in 1 week, that's 420 million. Times 4, that's what? That's 1.6 billion. So by the end, by the time 3.5 weeks to a month go by, the entire English speaking world would have seen my movie one time. And I'll release it again for another month. Everyone will watch it again. And then by 2 months, everyone around the world should have seen my movie at least once or twice. And so I'll release volume 1 for 2 months. Then after 2 months, I'll release volume 2. Then I'll release volume 3. Like they did for the Matrix Reloaded. Matrix Reloaded only came out like 6 months after Reloaded. Matrix Revolutions only came out like 6 months after Reloaded, man. Reloaded came out around what? Or towards the end of 2022, and then Revolutions came out. What? Came out at the beginning of 2003, man. So you can do something like that. I'm not going to do a thing like Lord of the Rings where you wait 1 year. No, you're going to keep the fans waiting. Don't do that. Oh, you make more money. Yeah, I'll make more money, but people are not going to see the movie 5-6 times. You know what I'm saying? Like, just release. Just don't do that. No, just release it for 6 months. The CEO's been telling me, Ivan, why don't you release your movies? Why don't you release your movies year by year? You'll make more money, Ivan. You know what I'm saying? Well, it won't make a difference. I'll make the same amount of money. I'm like, guys, I don't want to keep the fans waiting. You know what I'm saying? But for Amazon might tell me, Ivan, why don't you release... Amazon will tell me, Ivan, why don't you release each volume separately? I'm like, no, guys. I'm going to release the 3 volumes for Zane's for 6 months on the theaters. And after that, I'm going to release the 4K Blu-ray box set. Trust me, guys. The moment my movie's released on theaters for what? For 3 months... For 6 months... I'll a good like 3 weeks later, I'll release it direct to 4K Blu-ray on Amazon. For you guys to buy. And you guys are going to be binging that every week. So I'm saying... Yeah, 2,000 theaters is more than enough theaters for the entire English-speaking world. It's not enough for the whole world, obviously, but it's enough for the English-speaking world and like and some of the foreign world, like China and like Japan and all them, right? China, you're gonna have to build a lot of theaters. You're gonna have to build a good. You're gonna have to build a good what? A good like 400 theaters in China around there. You don't have to build as much theaters in China than like Europe. Europe is a bigger market than China. Europe has 1 billion, like 3 people living there. Whereas Japan, you have about 1 billion, a bit less than Europe, the entire economy of Europe. Because Europe is a big market, you got to build the most theaters there. Europe is a place where you build. I'm gonna look, man. Europe is a place where you build the most theaters because you have to build like build a good 3 to 4. Don't build any more than 4 theaters in one city. 4 theaters is more than enough for one city. See what I'm saying? Like New York has 9 million people living there. If you build 4 theaters in New York, What? In one day, that's what? In one day, that's what? In one day, that's 210,000 people. In one day, no, my math is off. 30,000 times 4 is what? Is 21,000, right? What's 30,000 times 4, guys? 30,000, 260, 120, 180. Yeah, 180. Yeah, 180,000 people will be seeing my movie every day in New York if I build four big theaters in New York. Well, that's one what? 180,000 people in 10 days. That's what? In a good in a good week, all of New York would have seen my movie. Four theaters is more than enough for a big city. Build a good three. I'm gonna tell them, guys, build a good 2 to 4 theaters in every big city, and then you can build like one theater in like one small city and a few small cities. Just one. If it's a city that, if like in Canada I only need to build like 3 theaters in one big city. That's enough. For Ottawa, I only need to build a good like two theaters. Because there's only 1 million people living in Ottawa. So you can easily have what? Build 3 just in case. Because 1 million people is a lot of people, right? In a good week, all of Ottawa would see my movie, obviously. You see what I'm saying, huh? And if you build in Ottawa, you can build a good 3 theaters. That's enough, not 4. In Canada, for Canada, I'm only gonna build. I'm gonna tell the guy, look, man, for Canada, I only want to build three theaters in the big cities, 2 to 3 theaters in the big cities. In the states, you build 2 to 4 in the bigger cities because the states don't 5. You're just wasting money. No, don't build any more than 4 theaters in a big city. It's enough, guys. Trust me. It's enough. Yeah. If you can seat a good 5,000 people, 4,800 people in one theater, you know what I'm saying? In that one day, that's 30,000 people. If you have 4 theaters, that's like 200, 150, 100,000 people in one day. It's enough. In a good 2 weeks, although the entire city could see the movie. See what I'm saying? Huh? In a good 2 or 3 weeks, the entire city can see the movie. Hence why I'll release Zanes for 2 months. That way the people who want to see it twice can see it again on theaters. And after the 2 months, the what? The what? After 2 months, it ends, and I'm gonna move on to volume 2. And you guys are gonna be excited for that, obviously. And I'm gonna move on to volume 3. You look something amazing for my movie, man. Yeah, obviously. And Peter Jackson and all them, they're gonna get invited to 3 premieres, man. 3 screening premieres. Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, and 6 luxury hotel parties, man. I'm gonna book Boys and Dark Resort 3 times, and I'll give them a nice $30 million. Okay, my deal is I'll give you $30 million for 6 parties, and I'm gonna host all my red carpet events at the hotel. At the hotel. Or I can host my red carpet event at the theater if you want. You can do that if you want. No, I know there's not enough room for that. No, host at the hotel. The hotel's better. But so what I'll do is I'll party at the hotel for 2 days. Okay, guys, to build excitement for Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, let's party it up before the premiere. That way you build buzz. We party it up for 2 days. Everyone sells in the hotel. We party at the hotel, obviously, for 2 days straight. Everyone sells in. They eat their breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And at 7 o'clock, the party starts from 7 to 1. And the next day, another party again. And after that, the third day, you have the red carpet event at the Virgin Rock Resort. Everyone puts on their costumes or suits, and they get featured. And after the premiere, I'll have the premiere start at, I don't know, like at 3 o'clock and ends at like 9. Have like a nice, at 4 o'clock and ends at 9. And then at 10 o'clock, 11, 12 around there, the limo driver takes me, Peter, and all the entire crewmen to the what? The VIP IMAX theater I built in Switzerland. And half the theater is booked for me and the entire team, the entire crewmen and Peter Jackson. And the other half is for the fans. And we get to watch the movie. Watch the movie, and they get free food. I'm gonna do here. You can only pick one combo of food. That's it, man. That way they don't dupe you. So I'm saying, shut my camera here.